Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone.
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
After this, it'll be a month.
Mm,
Welcome
that's
indeed. Welcome in, Pebbly Boy. I know who you are, Liam. Hello. Welcome in. How's everyone going this fine evening? And I can hear myself through the iPad. That's all. How's everyone going this fine evening? We have a lot on the roster for today.
Yeah. Joshi, how are you?
I'm going fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah.
That
so
is great.
good. I know. It's not like I haven't seen you for the last 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, run us through what we're doing this episode, Mitchell.
Okay. So, quick review of Moon Knight episode 4, firstly. Followed by a more in-depth review of last week's episode 3, as we've been doing. Yep. Then Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, our first review of a Harry Potter movie.
Yes. So we're gonna be doing a weekly Harry Potter review. Starting with Philosopher's Stone today, doing the 8 weeks of the Harry Potter series, and then moving on to Fantastic Beasts. After that, I believe.
And then another Marvel trivia segment, another still from an MCU movie, which you guys can try and guess again, like we did last week. And finally, we'll probably finish with a breakdown of the Thor Love and Thunder teaser.
Oh, I have so much to say. I've gone frame by frame through this trailer, and I have written racks on stacks of notes of things to say about this trailer. You fucked up your sleep? Nice, dude. I'm going pretty well, thank you. I did not fuck up my sleep. My sleep is, it's not great. Could be better.
Yeah, you know what, Joshi? I don't think I'm gonna need the script today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's big.
Oh my god. Oh, there it is. There it is.
I don't need the script.
Oh yeah.
I don't need
Going
the
off script.
Off script today.
Off script.
Alright. If you couldn't tell, that was last week's script. We didn't tear it at the end, so got the script for episode 4 right here.
Yeah. Get this shit off the table. You touched grass yesterday? Nice, dude. That must have been a horrifying experience, and hope you're okay.
Oh my god.
Let's get straight into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Episode 4 of Moon Knight. What did you think?
I loved it. I loved it. It was the best episode of television I have ever watched. And that might sound like hyperbole, but okay, and I haven't watched that much television as I know you guys have, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Where do I start? The cinematography and lighting hit another level. I know that much. It was just incredible. Like some of the shots.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And the music and the sound. I noticed I more noticed the grandiose kind of orchestral pieces, particularly at the beginning of the episode when through the intro or the Marvel logo, the fanfare, and that really hit me. And then there were also sequences with no music at all. And are you alright?
There's a spider on my microphone. Get off. Get off.
Is that a spider?
The spider.
Just looks like a greeble.
Yeah, it did. It was tiny. It was like a baby little spider.
Minuscule. Yeah, no, I just liked it. I don't know. I don't even know how in depth I can go. I just think it was okay. Crazy shit happens. True. Especially the last 10 minutes. That was fucking weird. It is so weird, but I loved it. What do you think?
Well, yep, I agree. I don't think it was nearly the best episode of television I've ever watched. I think there have been way better episodes of television in Daredevil, in like fucking Punisher and anything else. I do agree that it was really, really good though. What I liked about it a lot was it was the first horror we've seen in the MCU. To me, they still could have gone further. Like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's still PG, but they actually show things. Like they actually there's like a creature and it's like cutting into someone. Yeah. And I wish they would have shown it instead of just it felt a bit cheap to me to cheap out and like have it in blurry in the background or whatever. Like I kind of wish they leaned into it a bit more.
I did have that thought because like for most of it you can't see this creature or what's happening in this kind of like horror segment.
Yeah.
But like in another way, I also liked it because it was, I don't know, like it made it more tense. Like you couldn't like really tell what it was, or because like
I agree.
like they don't know what this creature is, and also then there was a lot to do with the sound in that scene, and it was like kind of orientated around like just sound effects. There was no music, and it just these visceral, really like creepy, scary sounds. And I don't know. Like I do get what you mean though.
Yeah.
In the case if some people thought it was just a bit cheap not to show the full visuals of the creature. Yeah.
Also, Noah, welcome in. Deed, thank you for the lurk. And Wakesky, 6 months sub. Hey
yo, what the hell?
Thank you so much. That's crazy.
Thank
That's
you so
crazy.
much.
How's it going, Wakesky? I agree. Like less is more, especially when it comes to creatures.
Yeah.
I just wish they kind of leaned into the blood a little bit more. The gore a little bit more.
Yeah.
They, like rather than more of the creature, I quite liked how it was just like kind of background noises of the creature, whatever. I just wish they kind of leaned into the gore a little bit.
Okay.
Because they do it in other PG-13 properties. They should be able to do it in this. And to me, just cheaping out on that just made it feel a little bit more Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I just want them to leave this Disney Plus feeling behind, because imagine if this show had the same grit as fucking Daredevil and Netflix shows. It'd be so good. It would be like so dark and like like, you know, I just want it to get darker and darker.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I just thought like it was still different to anything we've seen from the Disney Plus TV shows. Like even if it's not as dark or gritty as the Netflix shows, especially this little horror aspect of this episode was definitely a nice change of pace. Yeah. And there's a lot more exploration and mystery in this episode as well, which I really love. We obviously won't spoil anything, but
it felt to me more like an episode of WandaVision more than anything else has so far. Like the mystery, like when it finished, I was like, I need more. Like I haven't felt that since the WandaVision episodes. So it was pretty cool to see that. Yeah,
and just even they go to a particular setting where they're just exploring and I really liked that. Like, and you know, we're just going along with them and discovering stuff, and it's I thought that was really cool.
Alrighty.
But yeah, love the cinematography, lighting, music. We'll go into all that next week as well and break that down because I thought it was really good.
Alrighty. Episode 3.
Yes.
In depth.
Last week's episode.
There you go.
All right, so I've got some notes here I can pull up on the screen.
On the display.
Yeah, man. I can't wait till next week because I really want to talk about this episode. It's almost like I've forgotten the rest of the show.
Well, episode 4 is always the craziest episode in any Disney Plus show. The other ones are always kind of meh, but like episode 4 is always so good. I just hope it doesn't go down from here like it did with the other ones.
Yeah,
episode
I know.
4 is always the best one in any show, and then the other 2 episodes after that I just go and fall flat in their face.
I'm really scared as well.
Yeah.
Like I, even if the next 2 episodes like don't top this episode, as long as they stay solid, I think the whole show overall is going to be great.
I don't think they have to top this episode. I think they just have to be as good as this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they don't do that in the past. Yeah. So I hope
keep,
they do this
keep things simple. Like, don't add any crazy twists and stuff like that. Just like, like add things you're not expecting, but like not out of the realm of possibility.
Yo, Luca, welcome in.
Luca, hey man.
All right, are we switching to the laptop?
Yeah. Okay, so there's nothing really technical about this. I just like this kind of rooftop fight scene.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that happens in it. This is like right at the beginning of the episode. Mark encounters these goons, and like even that shot there, like I thought that was like pretty creative.
Yeah.
Directive one where he throws the knife.
Yeah.
Up into the air, and then he's just like doing this, and
I mean, like the knife licking is a little weird.
Yeah, no, it's weird, but I kind of like it. He's like,
Yeah.
and then Oscar Isaac's like, "Oh, what are we doing? We fighting or are we dancing?" You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty funny.
I mean, I like the Kang reference.
Yeah.
Do we have the Kang reference?
Yeah, I can find it. I'll just keep playing it through because
there's a reference to the big next bad villain of the MCU. On the back of this kid's jacket. There it is. So this is the symbol of Kang. So the guy at the end of time, what's his name? The man at the end of time, or whatever his name was from Loki. That he's going to be the next big villain in Loki, Ant-Man 3, probably the next Avengers team up or something like that. He's like the next big Thanos of the MCU. And that's his symbol in the comics. He is a pharaoh in Egypt, and that's his symbol. And I still have hope that he's going to show up in Moon Knight. I think this pharaoh will show up in Moon Knight or be confirmed to be Kang. Just to tie it in, you know, Moon Knight hasn't really tied into much of the MCU so far. I think that one little tie-in will give it a little bit more solidity without being like, oh, here we go, like another MCU thing I have to watch. But also just like confirm that Mark Spector / Moon Knight is going to be fighting Kang moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think they need to like make this required viewing for moving forward.
Yeah.
But I think it would be cool to just have that nice little reference in there.
Well, we're starting to see more of these little hints at Kang being the next thing, you know. Like and I like that. I like how if we see more of these little hints, exactly, like these are still going to be standalone things, but they're going to have this underlying connection between them. Yeah. That if all these heroes eventually team up, you know, and like form together, then it all still makes sense. Yeah. You know. What else have we got? Oh yeah, and then at the end of this fight scene, Mark loses control and suddenly he wakes up in a taxi. Now, I think we were talking about this last week. Mm-hmm. This is the first hint at the third personality. Right, yes. Because Jake Lockley, the taxi driver. Yeah. And I like the hint that he wakes up in a taxi, you know? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I also like, if you just go back 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I really, really like how they do the wide angle really up close for the transitions between personalities. If you see how he like gets up really wide and really close, and it looks really weird. Yeah. And then in the next shot, they like pull away wide. Like he ends up here and they pull away wide, and it looks really cool. Yeah. I think it's a really interesting cinematographic choice.
Yeah, it's great. Looks great. Yeah. So, and you know, that's not Steven who's gaining control for that period of time. Yeah. So I believe that's the third personality that has been speculated about.
There you go.
Joining Jake Lockley, yeah. Interesting that you were talking about we haven't seen much connection between this show and other, you know, pieces of Marvel media. Mm-hmm. But there could be a connection to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. So later on.
Yo, Aaron, welcome in. How's it going? Welcome into the podcast.
So Layla could be connected to the Power Broker or Sharon Carter.
Yeah, I have seen this theory.
Yeah, because, well, first of all, they both deal with black market antiques. Yep. So that's one thing. Layla takes stuff off the black market that was stolen and like returns them to their owners. And then we know that Sharon Carter has like a lot of old paintings and antiques in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah. And the pirate country Madripoor, where Sharon Carter does her work, that's actually directly mentioned in this episode. There's a line of dialogue said by Beck around the middle of the episode. Oh, yeah. Beck's like he's the henchman of Anton Mogart, who's the guy with the red robe, Midnight Man. And Beck says, after Madripoor, I'm sure you two will have a lot to talk about.
Oh, there you go.
Now, we didn't see that elaborated in the episode. I think that's right here, actually. might be able to see it with subtitles. Oh no, there are no subtitles on.
No.
That's fine. Yeah. Quote, after Madripoor, I'm sure you two will have a lot to talk about. So Madripoor is directly spoken about there, and they obviously have some connection to that. Yeah. So like, I don't expect that to probably be delved into in Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But that could be another little connection to other.
Captain Falcon and the American man.
Yeah.
You know the sky on the horse is broken that they made?
Yeah.
They passed away.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
the actor who died.
Yeah.
The episode's dedicated.
Skiing accident.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah.
Good news, you have Disney Plus and you think you can watch Moon Knight. Very pog, Aaron.
Yes.
Very
You
pog.
should. You should.
And Daredevil.
Yes.
Watch Daredevil
Watch
as well.
Daredevil.
Yeah, watch that first, actually.
We mentioned last week as well that there are some new powers for Moon Knight shown in this episode.
He turns into a croissant.
What?
You know when he's flying and he becomes a croissant?
Oh, like the moon cake thing.
It's like a croissant. Yeah, a white bread croissant.
It's an interesting way of describing it.
Yeah.
So.
Green.
Yeah, got it.
it.
So there are like a bunch of guys shooting at Moon Knight. His cape is like protective armor. And then he like shoots all the bullets back at them. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Throws his
Here he is
around.
throwing his little croissants. They should just call him Croissant Knight.
Then later in the fight scene.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. He gets.
Yeah, he's getting stabbed by all the poles.
This man. They keep thinking he's a vampire. They keep stabbing him with poles, but in reality, no.
Doesn't work.
Yep.
There is an explanation to that as well. It's that it's like Khonshu's healing powers.
Right. Yeah.
Like, which is why he isn't just dying from getting stabbed.
Being stabbed into him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we see a new passive ability as well from Mr. Knight in particular later in the episode, which I mentioned last week. I really like. I think it's super cool. It's right here. So he's turning the sky.
Yes.
And he can obviously set it to a specific date, in time. Love the visuals here for this scene. Yeah. So I think that's really cool. It's obviously very specific. I'm not sure whether it will be used again.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that they can find a way of using it again.
Yeah, because otherwise to me it just kind of feels like a Deus Ex Machina moment where it's like,
yeah.
Oh, and also we can do this, which comes in handy for this one specific purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or even if we just see other passive abilities of of something to do with the sky and the moon and stuff like that. Like I mean, we saw earlier Khonshu being able to create an eclipse. Like,
true.
I don't know, that could be something that's cool.
Yeah. No more solar power.
Yeah.
Coal.
Yeah, I think we've got a few more points.
Yeah.
So the color red is kind of used as like a symbol in throughout this whole episode. It's frequently used to represent Harrow and a lot of Moon Knight's enemies.
Yeah.
So we see earlier, at the beginning of the episode, Harrow's wearing a red. Well, he actually wears a red robe throughout the whole episode.
Yeah. No, and there you go.
Here he is in his red robe. And like with all his followers behind him, it's likening him to depictions of Moses.
Yeah.
Like with his followers walking through the desert. And there are depictions of Moses like in a red robe as well.
Right.
So, and the knife boy who had the Kang
symbol.
Symbol on the back of his jacket, he has like red hair and a red scarf.
Yeah.
There's I've mentioned before, Anton Mogart wears a Midnight Man, wears a red robe. Also in that scene, there's like lots of red lighting.
Red Man, dude, can't believe we saw Red Man in on the big screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the stuff with like Harrow? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah. See, look how Harrow is lighted in red.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the significance of this is, but I like how they just keep a consistent theme throughout the whole episode. You know.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, and yeah, I'm not sure whether this will lead into anything. Maybe it's looking too far into things, but Hathor, who's a character we meet early in this episode in the meeting scene,
the other Egyptian goddess. Right?
Yeah. She's wearing red as well.
Right.
So,
Hathor's. Oh, I was going to say something that I can't say yet. Don't worry. Can't say that yet.
Oh.
It's about yesterday's episode.
Yeah. So, well, Hathor's avatar is wearing red.
Yep.
But we don't yet know that she's an enemy or if she will be one. But yeah if that would be quite interesting to see, or what her significance is, because she's only been in one scene so far. So you would expect her possibly to appear again.
Yeah, it's a bit weird that there was like a dialogue, like a major bit of dialogue between him and this random person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Apart from her giving information about the whereabouts of
exposition
of Senfu or something like, and you need to go and do this quest so that you can do this. And
yeah.
So surely she's gonna have more significance than that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's about it. And I like the ending of this episode. There's like a powerful scene between just Harrow and Khonshu. Khonshu's just been banished and he's turned into a statue.
Yeah.
And like here where he's like picking him up, and it shows how now Harrow has the power because there's no more Khonshu. And I love his line. He says, your torment forged me. I owe my victory to you. I really like that. I think it's really clever. And look at his acting as well. I mean, you got to remember, this man is acting in front of an inanimate object.
True.
He's got nothing to bounce off of, you know? Like, I think so far Ethan Hawke is doing an outstanding job at acting, and all the actors so far.
I like how he's not really a villain.
Yeah.
Like, he just kind of has his different ideas.
His own
That's what I liked about Killmonger and Black Panther. He wasn't really a villain. He was just kind of an antagonist to the main character, you know?
Yeah. I feel like that's just the modern way of doing villains. Almost just anti-villains, or like in a way that they get so developed that
you can kind of understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And this is another example of that. And I think in recent years, the best villains have been those kinds of villains. You know, almost anti-heroes, all of them.
I just hope we can actually see what happened between Khonshu and Harrow. Like, surely something happened. Like, Harrow lost someone or something happened so that he was like, oh, actually, Khonshu's judgment comes too late. We've got to like judge before that happens. Like, you know, there's something needs to like motivate that. Otherwise, it just kind of feels like his motivations are for no purpose. Yeah, I'd kind of understand if like maybe like his daughter got killed in a mugging or something, and then he was like, oh shit, well, Khonshu didn't, you know, stop my daughter from dying. If only Armit could have like killed that mugger before he killed my daughter or something. You know what I mean? Like that would make it like that add that extra little bit of depth to his character that I think like it needs.
Well, it's quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Like literally a few seconds in this same scene, he's like, oh, I will admit I enjoyed killing people on your behalf, like that kind of thing. But yes, exactly. We don't know what the turning point was, you know, and why he's turned to the ideals of healing. You know,
Also, hey Kenji, welcome in.
Welcome in, Kenji.
Anyway, overall thoughts on Moon Knight episode 3?
Yeah. Well, I still really liked episode 3.
You're in bed? Nice, Kenji. New setup goes crazy. Do you have a new setup, Kenji? Send me a photo. I want to see the new setup. No desk, no... Hey, yo. No desk, no chair. What the hell?
No. Yeah, I really liked it, and it looks as though there were a couple of broader connections to other things in this episode as well. So, yeah.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, I also really liked it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like I said, so far, been pretty strong. I think episode 3 was the weakest for me so far.
Okay.
Just felt a bit weird. Like the rooftop chase for me was cool. Like it was a cool action
Yeah.
scene. It just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like it felt like a lot of like a few like pacing issues for me in this episode, which I think we mentioned last week. Just like a few things where I was like, oh, that moved like really quickly and then like, really slowly for 10 minutes. Or like you'd have like 3 minutes where like everything happens and then like 20 minutes when nothing happens. And it felt a little like off to me. But yeah, other than that, pretty good. Nothing really to complain about, but yeah, that's all.
Pretty solid episode.
You'll know any cute girls? I don't know any cute girls. Sorry, Kenji. Your mom. Right, are we moving on?
Yeah, I think so.
Joshi likes his pace. Exactly, Waitski. You gotta have good pacing in life. If you don't have good pacing, your show's shit. That's all I have to say. So, first out of 9 weeks.
Yes.
No, 11 weeks.
11 weeks.
11 weeks of Harry Potter reviews. Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
The Philosopher's Stone.
The Sorcerer's Stone.
The Sorcerer's Stone.
The Sorcerer's Stone. Yeah.
If you're an American, you'll know it as a Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Yeah.
The Sorcerer's Rock. Should have made it that.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, we watched this together a while ago, and we didn't rewatch it for this. No. For this episode, but we kind of know. Everyone knows what happens. In the Harry Potter movie. We have some thoughts. So we have 2 pages of thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. So let's start with things that we do like. I think the movie sets the tone really well. Yeah. For like the rest of the series.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
Obviously, it's based on the books. There was a few of the books out already at the time. They kind of knew what they were getting into. Yeah. J.K. Rowling like had the story planned out, but it does a really good job. It's really like as soon as like it opens, you're like, yeah, like this is magical. Yeah. This is a little whimsical. This is pretty like a bit weird. And, and also it has that kind of like timelessness to it. And even if you didn't grow up with Harry Potter, I know you didn't grow up with Harry Potter. No, yeah. To you, I know it still feels kind of nostalgic. Even, even though you never grew up with it. Exactly, yeah. Like that kind of like timeless nostalgia is very charming. Yeah. Obviously, it's very iconic. Like everyone knows Harry Potter. Yeah. Like everyone knows at least like something from Harry Potter. You're picking up sticks when we were kids.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think even for 2001, it's just like, I think it looks really good. You know, like I even the CGI for its time was really good, flawless.
I think it's better CGI than the I'm gonna get hate for this, but it's better CGI than the Lord of the Rings movies.
Okay, I wouldn't know. But even not just that, but just like, even without scenes, without CGI, just like the way the movie looks, I don't know. I think it's held up really well for like, it's been like over 20 years now. So it's very impressive.
You're a wizard, Joshi. Thank you. Great seeing you too. You're a wizard, Wetsky. You're here. Welcome in, Passion. Welcome in.
Welcome.
What are your thoughts on the casting at the end of the day? Who would you say doesn't suit their role well?
In Harry Potter?
They look pretty good.
Yeah.
Phenomenal casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the second Dumbledore better than the first one.
Okay, yeah.
So I kind of understand like the recast. Like I'm not mad about the recast. Like, I would have.
Yeah, he did die.
Yeah, but I'm not upset about the recast. Like I think the second one actually did a better job than the first.
Yeah, I think so. The first one's just kind of like Santa Claus. Yeah, it's just like this old like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's just like he's just a standard mentor figure. Whereas I feel like the second Dumbledore had a bit more depth to him.
Yeah. The second one's like cheeky.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing about the Harry Potter franchise is that the characters age with the actors, or like as the actors age, like there's no need to recast or anything. Like
Yeah, which is like the only series that does that.
Yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
no, like name another movie where the characters age at like grow up at the same time as the actors do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite remarkable. And there's like no recasting unless necessary, like the first Dumbledore's death. And the only other recasting I can think of is it's either Crabbe or Goyle, one of like he's originally a black kid and then he just becomes white.
True. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I don't know whether it's Crabbe or Goyle. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's
Didn't
pretty
they
weird.
recast Hagrid as well? Or they had two Hagrids. They had a really tall Hagrid and then a normal sized Hagrid.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought there was two Hagrids.
But what do you?
I swear I've read.
Which movie would you be?
Hold on, two.
But what? The
Hagrid.
same actor's face.
I don't know.
What? Hagrid's been the same throughout.
Also, he was.
Am I
he was
crazy?
casted. He didn't just come out of movies because he got arrested for a riot in England.
Oh. Oh my.
Oh.
Yeah, weird.
Oh, damn. That's fair. You reckon they had one of the best casting teams picking kids that would go through and grow up through the series? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
they must have really seen the vision in these kids because they ended up being like perfect actors and
super iconic as well.
Yeah. But like actually like good at acting.
Yeah.
And like even throughout their teenage years and everything, like they just like kept it up.
Well, I think what's so like, okay, in Goblet of Fire, for example, we can talk about this more when we get to Goblet of Fire. But in Goblet of Fire, for example, when Harry and Ron are like really awkward, like they're all really awkward.
Yeah.
They like the actual actors would have been at that age where they are really awkward as well. So I think that's why it's like not even that they're incredible actors; they're just kids. Who are going through the same thing. Just
relatable.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just like they kind of just threw them on set and they're like, be free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they do like in these first few movies and in this movie, like they do a pretty good job as child actors. Like and they're obviously helped with all the adult actors around them, especially because all the adult actors like you know, throughout the Harry Potter movies are like the peak of like British acting, you know, like and like they're such big names and and I know that like, you know, Daniel Radcliffe, you know, and all the kids didn't know how big of a stars they were at the time. So I think all the casting and acting is just generally really good. Yeah,
I agree. When are we getting an iPod showcase, Luca? I will do a special 50th episode special iPod showcase. Where we just showcase iPods. I should talk about iPods for 2 hours. I mean, it as well as like being very iconic, like a very iconic movie. It also like nails the adaptation of the books. Like, it pretty much like with maybe a few minor details, like in Goblet of Fire. You know how he runs up to Harry and he's like, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? In the books, he's like supposed to be yelling.
Oh,
right. Oh no, in the books it says Dumbledore asked calmly, and then in the movies he's like, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? A few minor details. It's a pretty bloody good adaptation. It doesn't really cut out a lot from the books, which I guess has helped because it's like 2.5 hours long.
Which I think for 2001 is like pretty impressive.
That's
like,
pretty long.
It's a pretty time. Absolutely.
I mean, these days I wish there was shorter movies, but back then
I think it's fine, especially for the first Harry Potter movie. Like the amount of stuff they have to set up for future installments is like
exactly.
But then at the same time it doesn't feel overwhelming, the amount of things they're introducing and like the amount of characters, and I feel like there are so many characters introduced, but they all just get like whether it's a little moment or like multiple scenes, but it all feels like they have some relevance. And, and all the characters are just so charming, you know. Like, just
you really love, like, you fall in love with like every character.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Legends. What are your thoughts if Harry never met Ron and Hermione, then he would have become friends with Draco Malfoy? I mean, I guess that's true. I kind of like.
If Harry didn't meet
Ron and Hermione, he would have become friends with Draco.
Would he?
Although I don't know, because he's still like you're finally here. Welcome in, Iron.
Wouldn't you just become friends with some other random kids?
Yeah, because Draco walks up to him, Nowitzki, and like, and he's like, nice to meet you, Potter.
Yeah.
And like, I'm here to help you figure
Isn't
out
he a dick from the
who's
start?
the wrong sort from the right.
Yeah, yeah.
And Harry's like, I think I can figure that out for myself. Thanks very much.
Sassy kids.
Yeah, that's pretty. Like, I don't think he would have become friends with Draco.
Yeah.
He'd probably like. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think he probably would have gotten into Slytherin if Ron didn't say, everyone in Slytherin goes bad, Harry. Then Harry's like, please not Slytherin. Please not Slytherin.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, he probably would have gone to Slytherin, but I don't know if he would have become friends with Draco.
But what if he went to Hufflepuff, dude?
True.
You know?
Please just Hufflepuff. Please just Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
No, I feel like Ravenclaw is even more relevant than Hufflepuff.
Yeah. No, I think because Hufflepuff was originally the most relevant, but now it's just become a joke.
Yeah, but also like Newt Scamander is from Hufflepuff.
Who the hell's that?
From Fantastic Beasts.
Ah.
The main.
Is he from?
Yeah.
I was gonna mention that's the thing about these movies is that you don't see anyone from any of the other those two houses. It's only Gryffindor and Slytherin, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, but I think that allows them to like, I guess with the Fantastic Beasts, like explore these other houses and like have characters from these other houses that we wouldn't have seen.
Yeah, and the movies were good.
Yeah.
Wasn't Cho? Is her name Cho?
Helen Cho.
Yeah. Wasn't she in Ravenclaw?
Helen Cho? No, it's not Helen Cho. It's Cho.
It's
Chang?
Cho.
Cho Chang.
Helen,
Cho Chang. Helen Cho's from Avengers.
Yeah. Yeah. Cho is she?
I'm pretty sure she's in Ravenclaw.
Yeah. No. Is she Gryffindor? I thought she was Gryffindor because I feel like they like pass each other in the common room or something. Look it up, Danzig. You have Disney Plus now. Very pog. All right. Also, Andrew, welcome in. How is your dinner? I'm glad you're here now. We are talking about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. She's a Ravenclaw.
Damn.
Really?
Okay.
There you go.
Seeker.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
she's like the Seeker. Okay.
Is
Makes
she
sense.
a seeker as well?
Yeah. That romance was so weird.
Yeah.
That romance was super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Cho's Ravenclaw. There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a really weird romance. They were like,
so
oh my
random.
god, you're so hot.
Yeah,
I guess it kind of makes sense for like Goblet of Fire. Like what? Goblet of
Yeah.
Fire is like year 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Year 9
And
is,
like
that really
they're going through all
awkward
these
time.
emotions,
Yeah.
like, and it's like only a year thing, and then they break, or they don't see each other after that. But come on, she doesn't even like appear in the later
True.
movies. She's just like gone. She's just
Yeah.
irrelevant.
Yeah, true.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the other thing that makes the first movie like work really, really well is that Harry is also really new to the world.
Yeah.
So he kind of, it's almost like exposition, but it's kind of a little bit more clever than just being like, and so this is where the wizards live. It's more just like Harry learns at the same time as the audience.
Yeah. And to be fair, Harry's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
but
sure.
like he doesn't know shit.
Yeah. He's like,
and-
oh, what's that?
Yeah. So he's basically just like everyone tells him everything, but like not in a way that's just like the audience is told everything and not shown everything.
Yes.
Like he does discover stuff for himself, but
Yeah.
but it it works, and especially in this first movie where like he's just a kid and he might not have like the most emotions or like as an actor or like but like he still works as the main character, as the hero we follow.
Yeah.
And yeah, the perfect hero to follow the story with, and
True.
and the plethora of like other characters around him as well kind of help the movie.
Wait, Robert Pattinson's character was... No, he wasn't.
Cedric Diggory.
Was he Hufflepuff? No, he was the other Gryffindor champion. He was the other Gryffindor champion.
No, he's
No, he's not.
No, it was also Gryffindor.
Yeah, there were 2 Gryffindor champions.
Wait. Oh yeah.
Right?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I think so. No, it makes sense. Dude was in the Triwizard Tournament. He was at the forefront of Wizard in a tournament, so he was a celebrity, and Cho was attracted to him. I guess so.
He knew it. He's in Hufflepuff.
Is he Hufflepuff?
What?
No.
No.
So I have Trivial Pursuit of Harry Potter.
Really? There's no way he was. I thought he was Gryffindor. Because
Same.
I was like, they were like, Gryffindor, we Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Cedric is Hufflepuff. Really? No way.
No, because wasn't it the guy who came? The shark dude? Was it
Crumb.
Yeah, was he the other Gryffindor?
No, but he's from another school, isn't he? Wait,
Yeah.
aren't there different schools? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
it's
is.
a different school.
Yeah, but who fucks the Gryffindor or... I don't know.
I suppose he
Yeah.
does wear yellow, doesn't he? Isn't yellow the color of Hufflepuff?
I thought yellow was Gryffindor because the Gryffindor's a lion.
Yellow's not
No,
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor's red, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Gryffindor a lion though? Am I losing my mind?
Why is the color of a lion? What?
Okay, it's not the point. I just read the first book for the first time.
Yeah.
Have you guys read it?
Yeah, I've read the book
I
plenty of
haven't,
times.
no.
Yeah.
The first thing it tells you is like how Harry all his life has been like approached by random people who know him and he doesn't know them.
Yeah.
They're, like secret wizards who
Yeah.
know him.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm.
I wish they put some of that.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's all those little details I suppose they had to cut out, but
Yeah.
still they did a pretty good job. Gryffindor is yellow. Shut up, Luca. Shut up. Gryffindor is yellow. Change my mind. Alright.
I'll wear my Hufflepuff meeting next.
I mean, knowing J.K. Rowling, they could just retcon everything and make it yellow. So you
Yeah.
should ask her.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. And ending stream. Let's raid. Yeah, another interesting fact about the Sorcerer's Stone is Harry doesn't cast a single spell
No.
throughout the entire movie.
Mm.
Even Ron does.
Yeah.
Everyone else does. Hermione does.
yeah.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not
not
Leviosa.
Iconic. Yeah, and Ron does with No, he uses the same one. No.
Yes, against
Against the troll.
Yeah, against the troll. Yeah, Ron,
Is it the same?
Ron does that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes the trolls like club float
Yes,
in the air
yeah.
and hit it on the head. Yeah.
But Harry doesn't.
Yep.
Harry doesn't cast a single
And then
spell.
at the end, Hermione's like, "You're one of the greatest wizards of our generation, Harry."
Yeah.
Like, what did he do?
Yeah.
Sorry, what did he do?
Sure, he has bravery and courage, but can he cast a spell? Does that
No.
make him a wizard or just
Yeah.
a brave kid?
Yeah, true. Or a dumbass.
Yeah.
He could just be a dumbass.
Yeah, he is.
Yes. What else have we got? Introduces so many lovable characters. Of course, said that without being overwhelming. The best of which, and probably one of my favorites throughout the. What are you typing, bro?
Nothing. I was fixing something.
Oh, okay. Harry, a bit of an idiot on jar. True. One of my favorite characters throughout the whole series is obviously Professor Severus Snape.
Yes.
Alan Rickman.
What a character.
What a
Oh my
legend.
God.
What an actor as well.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's so good. Like right from the get-go, I know when they were filming this first movie, the rest of the books weren't out. It was only like up to like 4 or 5. What are you saying, Danzig?
It's really, really good what calling me out for saying said it was Gryffindor.
Anyway, yeah, like, you know, and the rest of the books went out, so no one really knew what happened. But J.K. Rowling, I know, talked to Alan Rickman and told him what would happen in the rest of the series. And
yeah.
obviously, because that Snape's backstory only happens in the last two books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Alan Rickman had the insider information before anyone else did.
Yeah, none of the other actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name one Harry Potter installment where he isn't bailed out of a shitty situation by the supporting cast.
Wait, what's this?
Got it. When all the Dementors are about to kill him. And it's...
True. And also when he's with Dudley, Dudley.
Who are we talking? Which character though?
Oh no, he
Harry.
gets bailed out by
Oh yeah,
the old woman.
No, but in number 3, when all the Dementors were attacking him in Sirius.
Oh yeah, in this. No, but Snape's there. Snape's Patronus is there.
No, because it was Harry from the future.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it was Harry.
Wait, what? So what are we talking about? Harry getting bailed out of this situation?
Deus Ex Machina. Yeah.
Right, because of another character.
Yeah.
I feel like it happens a lot, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe.
You know, it's about the mischievous map thing. Someone saw Newt's. Really? Here's Newt Commander's name on the map, Marauder's map.
Yeah.
Where? In what movie?
So I forgot what movie does he get in again?
Mischief
the
Map.
map.
That's third.
The Prisoner
Yeah.
of Azkaban, the number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he opens it and he's looking where the groundskeeper is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is the same thing, but on the side, Newt's Commander heading for the Dumbledore.
Who's that?
Really? The main guy from Fantastic.
Ah.
But Newt would have been like
Oh.
95 by then.
Yeah.
Could make sense.
It could make sense. I guess. What's his name? Flannel, the creator of the Sorcerer's Stone, Nicholas Flamel. He's also alive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty
He's
cool.
alive because he created the sun.
True.
Yeah.
True. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, the sun.
What? No, but Fantastic Beasts is set like 70 years before the first one. That kind of makes sense. He'd be like on the verge of death by then, but like yeah. Like
Yeah.
he's 20, like say he's like 20 in Fantastic Beasts, plus 70 he's 90, like
Makes
kind
sense,
of. Kind of. Yeah, okay. Semi-encounter with Voldemort as well in Sorcerer's Stone, which is good because, like we said in about Marvel, every great piece of media has a very early encounter with the villain.
Yes, exactly.
So you know the stakes, you know, and it is like a little bit of a fake out. It's like, you know, we have Quirrell, but actually it's Voldemort. So it's an even better fake out. It's not like it's not like
It's a double fake out because it's like, oh, it's Snape.
Yeah. First you think it's Snape, and then I was actually
first you think it's Snape, then it's poor stuttering Quirrell.
And I was rewatching, I rewatched like snippets of the movie again.
Yeah.
And like the Quidditch scene where they think Snape is sabotaging Harry's broom, and it's actually Quirrell who's like in the like right behind Snape in the background, and then when Snape's cape gets set on fire, he kind of like looks away, and then it like and like it's perfect because on second viewing, when you know the story, you can actually see Quirrell there, and it's obviously him. It's just it's really good. And then as you said, it's another fake out with Voldemort. Look, I don't mind it in this movie. It's
good in this.
It's good.
Instead, it would be more of a fake out if they thought it was Voldemort, but it was actually Quirrell.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be bad.
Yes, yeah.
But considering it's it's Quirrell, but then it actually is Voldemort, then it makes it good. Yeah. Yeah. He's a fan of Hogwarts. He went to Newt Scamander. He went to Hogwarts. He got expelled from Hogwarts. There you go.
Really?
Newt Scamander.
Have you not seen Fantastic Beasts?
He hasn't. No.
First
First one's really good. First one's my favorite.
Well, I'll watch them for the first time when we're done with 8 Harry Potter movies.
Yes. In 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you wanna take it away?
Yeah. So this movie feels like a Legend of Zelda or an RPG game, because like especially in the final act when they're like in that dungeon or what, I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, they're like in a dungeon, so or automatically it feels like a Legend of Zelda game, and Harry's using like all the different items he got along the story, and like using different
I suppose it's like a skill as well. Like he almost like collects skill points.
Yeah.
He like does the flying to get the key at the end.
Yeah.
They do the wizards they play wizard chess.
Yeah.
And then in the books as well, they do a potion. There's a potion.
Oh yeah.
Challenge to get to the Philosopher Stone.
Yeah.
There's like a potion one,
and
that's Hermione's.
Yeah.
That's like because Hermione at the end, she does like the roots.
Yeah.
That's like her challenge.
Yeah.
But at the end, Hermione does the potions one because she like did well in potions.
Yeah.
That's actually something I wish they kept in that movie because it would have been cool. Just like a really cool aesthetic choice to have like all these different colored bottles and like glass bottles and like weird things and cauldrons and stuff in this like really cramped little room. I think that would have looked quite cool.
If the movie was made today, then it would have been there.
Yeah,
because like they would have extended it like beyond 3 hours or something. But
I mean, like it's a pretty minor thing to cut.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then after all those challenges in the dungeon, then he faces like the final boss. Voldemort. Yeah. And like in Diagon Alley when he's getting all his like starter kit, like
I think you mean diagonally.
Diagonally. Yeah. When he's like getting all his starter kit, like the like his wand and like all that stuff.
Like coins.
Yeah. Just feels like a video game, man. It's just like a standard quest, but it's just I love it,
It's so good. It's like the very typical like hero's journey.
Yeah.
That's literally the whole series is just like the hero's journey. But the reason I think it works so well is because it was one of the first to do it and to do it really well. Obviously, like Luke Skywalker, I guess, did it before Harry Potter, but like it wasn't oversaturated. Like the market wasn't oversaturated
Yeah,
with
exactly.
as many of these movies as
Yeah.
it was back then.
Mm.
So, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and it works because it is one of the first to do it
Mm.
really well. The sunlight spell for the roots. Yeah, exactly. That's Hermione's challenge. But like, I wish they kept the potion on. Potion was cool.
Mm. I do find it remarkable, like these franchises like Star Wars or Harry Potter, where right from the get-go, like the original books or / movie, like there's just a world that's created. And especially for these like sci-fi / magical fantasy ones where like there's just random shit and like crazy shit as part of the world building, and you don't know why, but you accept it, and yet it became so successful. Like I just find that
and
remarkable.
later on in the series you accept, like you understand why as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like in the original Star Wars, like just like it's just weird. Like why is all this stuff happening? It's just so random, and yet it works. Like yeah.
I guess it takes a very special type of visionary to see like into the future and be like, okay, that part of lore is going to be explored later.
Yeah.
This thing we're going to explain now. Let's have this in there so that we can explain it in 30 years' time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And in the case of Star Wars, that's George Lucas, and in the case of Harry Potter, I don't know, because no one wrote those books.
No.
They wrote themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
they were magic themselves.
Exactly.
Magic created those
exactly.
books.
You know, it's one day someone woke up and they were just bam on the bookshelf. That was it.
Yeah.
Number one bestseller instantly. No one wrote those books. Insert General Grievous not meeting Anakin for the entire Clone Wars. I didn't watch Clone Wars, Andrew. Fuck you, Danzig.
I watched the Clone Wars movie.
The books that turn to movies are so good. You want them to keep doing it how they used to. Yeah, there hasn't been many book adaptations these days. Not like big franchises at least. Like,
well, yeah. What about like the Maze Runner? Or
yeah, but that was still like ages ago. That was like a solid 10 years ago at this point, probably. And then there's like Artemis Fowl, which was one of my favorite book series as a kid. And then the Disney Plus movie was just fucking garbage. I had to turn it off halfway through. It was so unwatchable. I was like, ugh, this is nothing like the books. It was like completely different. Clone Wars is the best piece of Star Wars content that exists. Yeah, but Andrew, I like The Force Awakens. Obviously, John Williams. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised that Harry Potter isn't directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
How much does it feel like Harry Potter should be directed by Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
It feels like a Spielberg movie. Like it has like the Steven Spielberg vibe.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
That's so Spielberg. You'll like the Force Awakens. Force Awakens is so good. Every time people try and make a book adaptation, they don't make it past book number 1. True. There's like very few series with books. I want them to make a Gone. You know Gone, the books?
I do know them, but
it's like an island, and one day they wake up and all the adults are gone, and it's just the kids.
Right, yeah.
And it sounds like really cringy and like teen dystopian show.
Yeah.
But it actually gets a lot into like science fiction, and it gets into because there's like a nuclear reactor on the island, and a meltdown happened, and it caused like a dimensional rift, and then the kids go into like a different dimension, and then people start getting powers, and it's like really cool. And it'd be such a good show, but I don't know why. Like if they did it properly, not like tried to be a kids show, like if they tried to do it like a proper adult show, it'd be really interesting. But I've never seen anything for it, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway, John Williams does a great job in Harry Potter. Incredible theme song, very iconic. Probably one of his most iconic scores of all time.
I think it's better than a lot of his stuff as well. Like it's one of the best he's done, I think.
Yeah.
Harry Potter theme is just so
I mean, it's probably up there with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how it's like it's in a minor key. So it's kind of like a bit dark and mysterious, but then also like uplifting and like reflecting, the hero, the hero's journey.
And I think
it's just the perfect theme. Like
some of like my favorite Harry Potter scores are not in the movie, but in the trailers. They like change it, like especially the Fantastic Beasts one. They do this big orchestral piece, and it's like boom, 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 and it's just like incredible. Like when the titles come in, it feels so strong, and you're like, yeah, another Harry Potter movie. Off topic, thoughts on the new Percy Jackson movie coming from Disney? I hope it's better than the other Percy Jackson.
Oh, is there a new Percy Jackson movie?
Yeah, they've cast the kid from the new Ryan Reynolds movie, The Adam Project.
Right.
That kid. I've never watched the movie, but I know they've casted him. Yeah. Yeah. And last thing we'll say about Philosopher's Stone is that it works really well, not just in a franchise, but also as a standalone movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can watch the whole movie and then be satisfied. You can be like, yep, cool, good movie, go to sleep now. It's not like it leaves you on a cliffhanger or you need to keep, you know, being there.
Yeah, while there are still like some threads and themes that like will naturally progress through the rest of the series, you know, and that you can explore further. It's not like everything is tied up, but then like the main plot points and everything are resolved, you know, like, so it definitely works as a standalone movie.
I think that's true of like any Harry Potter movie, to be honest. Like I can sit down after this podcast, and I probably will. I'll sit down, I'll go like, okay, I'm going to watch Order of the Phoenix right now, and I will watch Order of the Phoenix, and then I will go to sleep satisfied. Yeah, you know, exactly. That's literally it. Yeah. I don't feel like I won't finish the movie and be like, oh shit, now I need to watch Half-Blood Prince. You know?
Exactly. No, totally right.
It's going to be made with Rick Riordan. Yeah, true. I did see that. Like the author of the Percy Jackson books is going to be helping make the new show.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So hopefully it's good. Issues with the Philosopher's Stone.
There's not many,
There's
really.
Not a huge amount. No. Honestly, it's a pretty flawless movie. You can't really fault it a huge amount. But I don't like the idea of the Chosen One. I feel like that's a really lazy idea. Star Wars did it with Luke. You know, Harry Potter does it. Like every big piece of media is like, you're the Chosen One, so everything's gonna work out for you. And I think that's like a really lazy excuse. The only thing I do like is that like later on in the series, it could have been Neville. Like there's this like little moment where it's like, is it Neville? Is it Neville? But then it's like kind of like a cop out and like, oh no, it was Harry. Just kidding, guys. Like, it couldn't be Neville. Like, you know, Neville's shit. Like, couldn't be Neville. But I kind of wish it was Neville. Like,
Neville even makes Gryffindor win the House Cup in this first movie. It would have been cool
if that was like a payoff.
Yes,
like
exactly.
A little hint to be like, yes, later in the series, it is going to be Neville that's the Chosen One.
Right from the first movie and then all the way at the end. Yeah.
That would have been really good.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Chosen One.
Neither.
Like, Harry's pretty useless as a wizard, especially in this movie. He doesn't cast a single spell. He just sits in different classes doing nothing. Like he just fucks around in the classes.
Exactly. And this is like even a fault with like not just this movie but all the movies. It's just like there's like little patches within the movie where it's like it's in Hogwarts and it's scene after scene of like these different classes and like different subjects where like and it's showing off these classes as like a scene, you know, we don't know them, and then Harry is like the only one in the class who does something or who can do, and it's like, and like, so that, you know, the scene happens and then it's like, oh, Harry's going to be the one who comes forward, and you know, it's like in, I think it's the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban, where like there's Buckbeak, you know, and it's like, of course, Harry's the one who steps forward and flies on this bird and then
there's like there's the Bogart as well.
Yes.
And Harry's the only one who can go ridiculous. And like, and no one else, like Malfoy's like, Harry's like ridiculous.
Yeah. It's always the same.
Yeah, it's always Harry.
Yeah.
And I kind of get that. It's, you know, it's the Harry Potter movie. Light. Hello. It is the Harry Potter movie at the end of the day. I think it's dead.
Is it? Probably.
That's okay. Like, like it's fine. I can kind of accept it, but it's not ideal. It's just it feels a bit lazy.
And even in like the Quidditch game in this movie, like for most of it, he's just sitting around on his broom, just like watching the game, like not doing it. Like I get that he's the seeker, and I don't know whether the little thing comes in after a certain time, but like. I don't know, like he's just like watching the game, like just unfold, just
he's
doing
like,
nothing.
Wow, that don't look like it hurt.
Yeah, and then suddenly the thing comes in front of his face, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and then stuff.
There's a funny TikTok of someone in Slytherin about to win, and Dumbledore's that's random point giving.
Oh yeah, that is amazing. I watched that. I watched that little scene earlier today.
Yeah.
Fucking Dumbledore's a prick, man.
He's so biased.
Yeah. He's even got like the Slytherin flags hanging up on the wall, and he's like, "Oh, I guess there's a change in order or something," and just changes them to Gryffindor.
Literally.
Oh my god!
I mean,
he's so biased,
even
man.
in the first movie, though, like the whole house point system is just like so useless.
Yes, I know.
It's like nothing in the movie happens except for points
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, and it's only, I guess it's like a kind of physical way of showing that like Harry's won, but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like it just feels like everything in the movie leads to that
Gryffindor
happening.
winning and Harry
Yes.
winning because he's the hero.
The house cup.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels like that's especially his first movie. It's never really brought up in the other movies,
Yeah.
but yeah, it just feels like the whole purpose is like these points, gotta get the points, man. You know.
Literally. I guess there's also like some world building that happens kind of off screen. Like the audience doesn't really learn about a lot of things from the get go.
Yeah.
I think that's also because like Harry hasn't really learnt about them. Like, you know, that's kind of like in the first movie. If you just watch the first movie, you're like, oh, why are the wizards and the muggles like separate? Why aren't they like coexisting? Or like, what's the deal with that? And they don't even really explore that in Harry Potter, but they do go into it in Fantastic Beasts. There's like a war between the muggles and the wizards, and there's racism between the two. There's like, you know, Grindelwald wants to be pure blood wizards, and he's like the Malfoys, you know, not pure blood or whatever. There's like a few interesting points like that further on, but I guess it doesn't really happen until Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. So you could say that as a critique in this movie, but it's not really, because you can also make the argument, as you said, that it's like Harry isn't learning about these things
because he's really young.
Yeah. So therefore, the audience doesn't need to. You know, it's like at this stage.
Yeah, exactly.
So overall thoughts, or like, I guess, should we give a rating to like all these movies? I feel like for me, like the rating for almost every Harry Potter movie is going to be the same. I don't know. They're just like, they're all just like solid movies, you know?
Yeah, I think at the end we'll probably have to do like a tier list.
Yeah.
Of like, if we had to choose, like which ones would be above the others.
Yeah.
I think this one probably somewhere in the middle for me of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Chamber of Secrets is probably like low end.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we'll talk about that, I guess, more like next week. But
yeah,
I think there's like a distinguishing. This happens every fucking week. There's like, I can distinguish between the low end ones and the high end. I feel like for me, like this movie, along with probably Half-Blood Prince, like in the middle, Goblet of Fire,
Prisoner of Azkaban.
No.
What
Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, and Deathly Hallows Part 2. They're probably like on the higher end for me. Prisoner of Azkaban is probably like high-ish end, but you know, I think we'll later. Yeah, I think this is just a mid tier Harry Potter movie for me.
Just because it's you can't hate it. It's
you
just
can't
like,
hate it, but I also feel like it's not super interesting.
No, sure, yeah.
Chamber of Secrets is a low end for you. Yeah, like I didn't hate Chamber of Secrets. I liked watching the movie, but if I had to pick, like it would probably not be in my top.
Yeah,
no, that's all.
But we'll get into that next week.
Tune in next week, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. AEST, give or take 15 minutes, because we don't know how to set up the podcast properly yet. Cool. Moving on.
Yeah.
Should we do
Should we play a game?
Yeah. Should we play our trivia?
Yeah. Weekly Marvel trivia.
Andrew, are you still here? You better guess this, buddy, old boy. You better guess this movie frame.
Yeah, got another movie frame for everyone.
Yes. We will not be posting it in the Discord anymore, by the way. So you either get it or you don't. You're here.
And if no one gets it this week, then we'll just have it again next week. And, maybe someone will be able to get it.
Yeah. All right. Ready? Also, I've decided that you don't win anything for this. You just get bragging rights. So, for the ultimate bragging rights of the Marvel Aftershow.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Alrighty. What movie is this frame from?
There it is. Which MCU movie? That's an interesting looking shot right there.
Iron Man 3, wrong. Wrong. You know what we should do? We should change the colors and the brightness on some of these.
Oh,
because maybe that would give it away. Ant-Man the Wasp, yeah. Ant-Man the Wasp.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Already.
Nice,
Who said
Andrew.
that?
Nice, Andrew. Yeah, I got it pretty quickly, but we were talking about this scene before.
Yeah.
I was saying, like, in a random conversation, I was like, damn, I really like that one fight scene from Ant-Man and the Wasp where Wasp's in a kitchen. Like, there was
just
a really
random
thing. I was
so
like,
we got inspiration to choose from this scene.
Yeah, I was like, that's such a cool scene, though. Choreography-wise, that scene is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Like, I'm not, Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't my favorite movie, but like, and Wasp isn't really my favorite hero either, but damn, she like kicks ass in this scene.
She
like,
does.
She's fucking badass.
She
man.
does.
Yeah.
And I seen your guesses and nothing come up. No, wait, Scout, you on mobile? Do you have mobile delay? Your first guess was when Tony is fighting the hot chick and when he's like, you're hot, and then she's like burning, and he's like, you're hot.
Yeah, true. That's a kitchen fight.
Yeah, true.
That's really good because that's Tony Stark, not Iron Man. That's like Tony Stark using his brain.
I love Iron Man 3. We got to do a whole episode just on Iron Man 3 because that is like one of my favorite MCU films. I fucking love Iron Man 3, dude. What a movie. What a movie. And also the fact that it's a Christmas movie just makes it like 20 million times better. Yeah. Okay. Now, for the last section of this episode, we will be doing a Thor Love and Thunder teaser trailer breakdown. You're on mobile too? Hey yo, Andrew. Hey yo. I have gone frame by frame through this trailer to break it down, like the title says. You have the worst delay. Wait, do you have
Oh, did you want this or
no? Just open the trailer. Okay, yeah. Wait, do you have low latency mode turned on? Because you can turn on low latency. Alrighty. Oh,
Yeah,
should I have the laptop so I can go frame by frame?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, yes. You haven't seen the trailer yet. Oh, here you go. This is your chance, Waitsky. This is your chance. I can do it. Oh, it's playing. No. I'll do it. I'll do that. The trailer's fire. Dude, this is one of my literal favorite trailers. Yeah, Marvel trailers.
Oh.
Random cables on the desk. Okay.
That was so hot. Alright.
Alrighty, laptop. Soundtrack epic, true. Okay. So, here we have young Thor. How do we move forward a frame again?
No, it's like
Oh yeah, there you go. Here we have young Thor. You're on low latency now. Nice. Young Thor. This is actually played by Chris Hemsworth's son, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like that's really nice. Probably also, I think they filmed this. They filmed this in Sydney as well, which is kind of cool. Like, the whole movie is filmed in Sydney. Yeah, like it's so cool that like Chris Hemsworth was like, nah, guys, I don't really feel like traveling. Like, guys, just come here, come to Byron Bay. Like, we'll just chill out, go to the surf, like, do whatever.
We need more movies in Australia.
Yes. I'm so happy like their fucking film industry is like coming in here. That's so cool. 4 ads. Nice. Young Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth's son. Chris Hemsworth got some pull, true. Nice little transitions through the trees here. Teenage Thor, this is his comic accurate outfit. So he has the winged tips on his helmet. Yeah. He's got these blue pants. So this is like pulled straight from the comic, like yellow boots with the red. What a beautiful shot as well. Like, I don't know where this is supposed to be, but it's gorgeous. Wing helmet, exactly. Something comic accurate costume. Oh, this is his comic accurate costume, Andrew. And then we transition into Chris Hemsworth. Very nice transition. His leg in it somewhere. Nearcat, thank you for the 20 bits. I appreciate it. Welcome into the stream. How's it going?
Yeah, like how will that scene be used in the movie?
Yeah,
like
bit Thor, true. Oh, here we go. Now he's in. This is probably. I saw somewhere where this is the same outfit that he wears in New Asgard at the final fight in the end of this trailer. So this could be an
attack on New Asgard.
An attack on New Asgard.
Oh, interesting.
Surely give Waits give full run before we go frame by frame. Yeah, but Andrew, we don't have sound, so it's not going to be great without sound. Just reaching out to small creators. Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here and for saying hi to the stream.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah.
Do you want to play it?
We don't have sound.
Yeah.
And also, Andrew, if we play sound, we get copyright striked anyway. So here we go. Thor probably at the end of probably in New Asgard.
Just go watch it and come back.
Yeah. Probably in New Asgard being attacked. Anyway, yeah. Moving here, he is planting Stormbreaker here. You can see this reminds me a lot of like Thanos in Endgame, where he's retired.
Yeah, exactly.
He's starting a farm.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
laid down his tools or whatever. I really like this beautiful imagery. Again, like this could be real. This could also be on the big light screen. So for this movie, you know how in The Mandalorian they use Unreal Engine 5, they do the virtual production, so they track the camera through 3D space, and then it like changes what's on the screens behind them. It's incredible technology. It's like the way the future, it's how movies are going to be filmed. True, yeah. Watch Mandalorian behind the scenes. Like incredible. Yeah. The fact that the light from the screens like actually projects onto the scene. Like if there's a sunset, you'll get that orange glow from the screens. You'll get the reflection of the sunset on people's eyes, like in helmets or whatever. Fantastic. Imagine if Stormbreaker grows into a physical Yggdrasil. Well, that's funny because that's exactly what I have written here. So yeah, either regrowing like some kind of Groot or Yggdrasil. In an interview, Vin Diesel has said that in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we will be seeing Alpha Groot. I don't know what that means. Sounds like a Fast and Furious reference.
Yeah.
But yes, Alpha Groot apparently will be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so this could either be the start of this, or it could be Yggdrasil. I assume, like, Alpha Groot, yeah, literally.
That just sounds like something Vin Diesel made up,
yeah,
to be honest.
Alpha Groot. It also, like, I'm also thinking, my mind is going to the branching that happened at the end of Loki, whether that's kind of like what Yggdrasil is supposed to be, like between the 9 realms. I don't really know whether that's connected to the multiverse, but it could be because the multiverse is fucked up. They're trying to like regrow Yggdrasil, and this is Thor. Or it could just be him planting his hammer for no reason, but it probably has a reason. Let's move on here. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Sydney's looking great here. Never seen Sydney look so good. Here we go. Stormbreaker. It's written there in runes. Stormbreaker. And of course, that is Groot's handle. Yes. That is just incredible. Groot getting some extra vocabulary. True.
Yeah.
Just beautiful scene. Obviously, I've seen this speculation going around that this is the last of the 9 realms not shown in the MCU. So we've seen Jotunheim, we've seen Midgard, Asgard, the other ones.
Have we seen 8?
Yeah, we've seen Nidavellir. We've seen...
Are they only in Thor movies or in other movies too?
Other movies as well, I think. We've seen like the Dark Elf realm in Thor the Dark World. We've seen... Yeah, Helheim. We've seen the one with the rocks at the beginning of Thor the Dark World. You know, he like goes there and he's like, is that the best you can do? There's the other one. Anyway, this might be the last one of not shown yet, which is the Light Elf realm.
Oh, what about at the beginning of Ragnarok where there's that
probably
big monster thing?
I don't know. Probably.
I don't know.
Vanaheim, yeah, like all these places. We've seen 8 of them. This might be the 9th one, which is the Light Elves realm. Why it's so kind of like beautiful and picturesque, and you can see like there's like a Saturn-y kind of moon at the top there. Couple of different planets, a big sun. Like it looks just beautiful and very serene. And obviously he's retired now. He wants to go somewhere peaceful and calm. So it makes sense that it would be the Light Elves.
Yeah. It's definitely giving off like Thanos vibes. Because he even says in the trailer like, I'm done with the hero stuff, along those lines. Yeah.
Again, this looks to me like the background, like the light background looks beautiful. You can see like the light coming through his hair here. That's only done by actually shining a physical light through his hair. Like again, the light on his face. You can see here that he's got both his blue eyes, which is kind of interesting. Beautiful blue eyes, sexy blue eyes, sexy blue eyes. I don't know whether his prosthetic eye is just a new prosthetic eye here, or whether that's
whether that will be addressed or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting that the song "Sweet Child of Mine" by Guns N' Roses, it has a few lyrics that I thought were pretty interesting. So one of them is, "She's got eyes of the bluest skies, as if they thought of rain." There you go, blue eyes. It mentions childhood memories as well, so it looks like that's kind of going to be the whole theme of this movie, is like kind of like a coming of age, Danzig said, but like a kind of coming of age, childhood memories, what it truly means for like Thor finding himself, etc., etc. And then it's another thing that's interesting is and pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. And it's like, that's exactly what Thor is doing here. He's sitting, he's hoping that he'll just kind of get to rest and retire and, stop being
really
an Avenger.
fitting lyrics.
Very, very fitting lyrics. Let's move on. We've got the Marvel Studios logo. I don't know what these lights are. They're kind of cool. Kind of interesting there's only lights on the top. Here we've got Thor working out after Endgame. He's getting fit, bro.
Yeah.
Here you can see that he has written.
Yeah, what's that?
He has a cap saying "the strongest Avenger," but he has written that on himself with Sharpie. Let's see if I can expand this here. You can see it used to say something else. Or like the Mighty Avengers or something, and he's like crossed it out and written strongest, and then crossed out the S of Avengers and turned it into strongest.
Well, we'll
Avenger.
probably get a shot in the movie where like the hat's sitting on a table or something, and then he like picks it up. I just thought that was pretty funny. His training, his working out. I really like this. It looks like very pirate themed, this trailer, which is kind of interesting. There's a shot later of the Thor on pirate ships. And I thought that was kind of cool. I know Taika Waititi released a show recently. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to. What's it called? Our Flag Means Death. And it's a it's a pirate show, and Taika Waititi plays Blackbeard. Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yo, Vex, welcome in. Let's keep going. I don't know where this is, but it looks kind of sick.
Yeah.
Here we go. Thor's with the Guardians. He's got a shirt that kind of looks like the Nine Realms. You can kind of see like the Nine Realms there. There's Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, so I've seen some people speculating that this is Yondu's race of people. They're blue, or it could be the Kree, but they look too prehistoric to be the Kree. You saw a clip from that show today. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm really excited. Obviously, he's here with Mantis. I like the Star-Lord outfit in this. Star-Lord's outfit looks really like costume design in this is fantastic. Here we go. Thor's being shot out by something. They're all taking cover and whatever. These people look horrified. And there's Groot and Rocket. Here we go. We've got Kraglin as well, who we haven't seen in a while. Haven't seen Kraglin in ages. And he's got Yondu's fin on, so hopefully he'll have the arrow. That might even be what's...
Is that... What? That's not Yondu's fin, isn't it? Hasn't he always got...
Yeah, it is. That could even be this little streak of light here. It could be Yondu's arrow, like flying around. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's Kraglin controlling it. We've got Nebula. No Gamora, which I guess kind of makes sense. They haven't really found her yet. That's like a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 thing. But they're kind of...
Didn't she die?
Yeah, but she came back from 2014, remember? In Endgame.
Oh, wait, what?
In Endgame, Gamora comes back through time.
Oh, yeah.
With Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
And she's still out in the universe somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what they're going to do in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I wish she died.
Yeah.
Gets rid of the impact of that scene from Infinity War.
True.
Oh, well.
The new Gamora, yeah, exactly. We've got the Asgardians of the Galaxy. and Thor weirdly heading off in the opposite direction. So that obviously looks like they're going to be parting ways fairly early in the movie.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is kind of an interesting choice. It's weird that they set them up to be the Asgardians of the galaxy and then didn't really pay off on it.
Yeah.
But I do like this kind of relationship that they set up in Infinity War with like the Guardians and Thor.
Yeah,
it's like a weird team up.
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, this looks to me like the Guardians are leaving Korg and Thor on Sakaar. This looks like Sakaar to me.
Is that the junk?
That's the junk.
Planet?
Yeah, that's the junk planet.
Yeah.
You can see like all the garbage on the floor. This is the same kind of wormhole that they jumped through in Sakaar.
I like it. I like even like the garbage on the ground is all like colorized.
Yeah.
And, like it's just like the visuals of this movie. Just, like are gonna look really good.
Chris Pratt didn't want to come to Sydney often. True. Also, this shot here, fucking hell, there is for sure someone else going to be here. There is absolutely going to be a third person here. There's no way that they framed this shot like this and then didn't put someone here. They've obviously just CGI'd someone out of this shot. So we'll see who that is when the movie comes out or when the second trailer comes out. I like this look that Thor is going for. It's very like Chris Pratt, Star-Lord inspired, and like Korg's got the fucking bull horns and everything. I really like the costume design. This July.
The titles are so
80s
cool.
titles are sick. Done an Andrew Garfield, exactly. Here we have Thor's chariot being pulled by his goats from the mythology. So not even just from the comics, but from Norse mythology. Thor has goats. And New Asgard is growing, as you can see. It looks like it's almost becoming a tourist attraction, kind of. But it's starting to get back a little bit of that glory of Asgard, with like the golden roofs and you know, this like big town that's almost becoming a city as opposed to just like the little shack that it was in Endgame. Which is kind of cool. There is goats again. Looks like there's almost like a bar or something on the boat as well. Here we see Olympia. So that
looks really cool.
It looks sick. So this is obviously the home of the Greek gods. Definitely a tourist attraction. So here we see the home of the Greek gods. Kind of cool. Looks really cool. Again, like Asgard, it looks like it's suspended above space. It's not just like a round planet. It's just like a floating island,
that is so cool.
Which is so cool. This could even be the last of the 9 realms, to be honest. Like, this might be.
True.
This might be. Or, Anyway, cool, like, industrial design. And you can see aqueducts, like, in actual, like, Roman mythology and whatever. Roman mythology, they're real, I guess. Aqueducts are real. Something's flying through here. It could either be Thor arriving, or it could be Gore the God Butcher arriving onto Olympia to murder everyone.
Could
be either, depending on the music that they actually have under this thing. It could go either way. Here we've got Thor on the pirate ship, and this random blue-haired lady swinging in, and there's the fucking Kraken in the background taking down that ship.
Damn, I didn't see that. That's crazy.
Yeah. In the comics as well, just a little fun fact, Gore the God Butcher, the villain of this film, played by Christian Bale, he beheaded Nowhere, you know, the big celestial snake body thing in Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think, like, so Gore, obviously in the comics, beheaded Nowhere. That's probably what they're going to retcon that as in the MCU as well. They'll probably be like, and also remember Nowhere, that was Gore. Olympus is going to get fucked. Marvel won't introduce another god. Yes. And also the other interesting thing about Zeus and the Greek gods being here, which I know they're going to die in the first 10 minutes of the movie, obviously. There's no way to survive. The only person who I think might survive is Hercules, because in the comics, Hercules and Thor face off.
Oh, right.
So it could be a nice sort of like person to bounce Thor off. I don't know. I'm hoping Henry Cavill. That'd be cool. Henry Cavill as Hercules would be really cool. But also the other interesting thing is that the Eternals are supposed to be the Greek gods of the MCU, right? Because Athena is supposed to be Athena. So I don't know how they're going to play that with actual Greek gods being real and the Eternals, or whether these are other groups of, like, maybe these are other groups of Eternals. You know how there's multiple groups of Eternals sent to different planets. This could be another group of Eternals that just grew and, like, decided to take on the name Athena and Zeus and whatever.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have to address, like, please address this, because this is otherwise like a pretty big plot point that they're kind of missing out on.
Yeah. Well, it's either gonna be like a big thing, or they're just like gonna play it off like as a joke, I guess. Or, like, you know.
I don't know. I'm really curious to see how they handle it.
Yeah.
But the fact, like, I read an article about that, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's kind of interesting that. The Eternals were like, yeah, so there's actually no Greek gods because, like, we're the Greek gods and they just mistook us.
Yeah.
And then now there is Greek gods. So I don't know. Yeah, so there's the Kraken again with the pirate theme.
Yeah.
He kisses this random lady. I don't know why.
Don't know who that is.
Here we go. They're coming up to Earth. It looks like Earth at least, but this is very, like, icy.
Could that blue-haired lady be the one in that shot? With Korg, where it looks like somebody's been cut out. Maybe,
yeah. Anyway, here they're on the pirate ship again. This, obviously, they're traveling through space using the Bifrost, conjured by Stormbreaker. So we saw in Endgame and Infinity War that Stormbreaker can conjure the Bifrost.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
So that's what they're using to transport between worlds.
Yeah.
I love this costume on Thor. It looks so vibrant. It looks so Taika. It looks just beautiful. Again,
it matches the visuals of the whole movie.
Exactly, and you can obviously tell this is the green, like the big light panels. Like you can easily tell it's the big light panels.
Yeah.
Here we're in Olympia again. Big fireworks, and they turn into Zeus's lightning bolt. Cut to Avengers 1 when Captain America says it's only one god I know of, and he doesn't dress like that. True. Ma'am, there's only one god out there, and I sure as hell don't dress like that. And here we go. Zeus, played by Russell Crowe, catches the lightning bolt. He's got his bitches with him. Maybe Aphrodite, maybe Hera. And obviously all the other gods and their little patrons in the different stands around this big arena. Thor and Korg fighting or high five. Look like they're high fiving.
Yeah, they look happy.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing here or where they are. This looks like Olympia to me with the waterfalls. Aphrodite better be hot. And here we go. So this panel here pulled directly from the comics. I've actually got a little screenshot to show you here. So here we go. You can see the panel from the movie on the top and the panel from the comics on the bottom.
That's
and
so
it is
cool.
exactly the same. Same framing, same lens. Look at the cutout in the rock here.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Except
the claws, exactly the same. Korg's there,
Korg,
obviously.
yeah.
Two rocks there. Even the little bit of blood coming down from the nose here. Identical.
What is that thing?
Obviously some kind of big god or something. I'm going to say that Korg killed... sorry, not Korg. Korg killed him?
Korg? Yeah,
Gore.
he just killed him and they're looking over like...
Gore the God Butcher obviously killed this god and they've arrived at the aftermath. Aftermath?
Aftermath.
The aftermath.
The Marvel Aftershow.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to have to call ourselves now.
And they're like looking at this god. Well done, Korg. Yeah, sure.
That
it's
massive
super
bee
cool.
thing looks so sick, man.
Super cool. Yeah. Anyway, like that's really cool. Again, beautiful scenery.
Beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah. Here we go. New Asgard. This is the same shot that they introduced it to us in Endgame. Again, with like the car driving down the road next to the sign. Identical shot. Yeah, all the cruise ships are there. This is one of the Warriors 3. This is a depiction of one of the Warriors 3 who died in Ragnarok. You know, his friend with the beard.
Right.
Yeah, that's him.
I like, look at all these modes of transportation as well. Like you got the bus,
and
you got the cruise ship, and then a flying ship. Yeah,
that's cool. That's really cool. And
it
like,
really does seem touristy. Yeah.
And like, you can see the golden roofs and stuff. Like they're bringing Volstagg. That's it, Andrew. Thank you. They're bringing glory back to Asgard. This is very interesting. So this is the Renewable Energy Conference. You can see it written up there. So my theory is that the Asgardians have some method of energy production that they want to share with the world. You know, having Black Panther, they're like, oh, well, we need to share vibranium with the world, and they like do the big conference in the post-credit scene. I'm going to say, look, this is basically the same thing happening here. We've got Tessa Thompson playing Valkyrie. Here we've got New Zealand right to her right, to her left, which is probably a Taika Waititi moment. He was like, "Yep, put New Zealand there." Here we've got these interesting new guards. They look like they're wearing some kind of fancy shin armor. This could be Asgardian guards that have like dressed to be more Midgardian. But this is interesting. I'm just curious to see how this plays out and what kind of renewable energy they're going to bring to the world. You want Korg to meet a Kiwi? Yeah. Here we have Tessa sitting on her throne. He's got like Asgardian runes and stuff there. And there's Meek from the previous movies. Meek is the waiter. He's wearing a suit.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Yes, and then as we go through here, we've got this big shot. Down here, obviously, we've got Korg. We've got Thor. I think this is Jane Foster. And I don't know who this lady is. Maybe the blue-haired lady from before. Yeah. But I think that's definitely Jane in Olympia with them. I don't know if there's much else to say about this other than the big statue of Zeus on the lightning bolt, and obviously they're floating. I love the visuals in this. It looks super, super cool. Star-Lord, I loving the new facial hair. Mantis has a new chip on her antenna. I don't know whether that's to like boost the range of her powers or something. It could be. Drax is also wearing this new gauntlet. I don't really know.
It's interesting to see. It will be interesting to see how much the Guardians are kind of like in how much screen time they get in the movie. Yeah.
I like how they all have new costumes. So it's cool. I'm just interested to know what this chip is for. So funny. I love it. I can't wait for all the Taika humor in this movie. This looks like they're on Sakaar, probably when they're leaving. The Guardians are leaving Thor, most likely. He's wearing the exact same outfit as well. He's also growing back his braid from the previous movie. So this happened before. Like, he had this braid before he chopped off all his hair.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's growing back his braid. Okay, Mr. Analyst, speaker. It's the Neuralink. True, yeah, no. Welcome in, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Again, some buddy moments here, and again these awesome 80s aesthetic.
Oh yeah.
Title. No.
I know it, but yeah.
Awesome stuff, and at the end, big reveal. Thor's like, "What? Who's there?" And it's Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
So we'll go back here. Let's go back 5 seconds. So Mjolnir obviously has cracks in it. It was broken in Ragnarok by Hela.
Yeah.
When she took it, she like broke it. You can see in this photo here. You can see Mjolnir. This is a set photo from Sydney. This is right near the Opera House. There's Jane Foster being held up in the air. This is obviously where she gets her powers. Is that new series or movie? New movie. So this is obviously where she gets her powers. She's being held up in the air. She's obviously possessed by something. And there is Mjolnir on an exhibit in New Asgard. So this is New Asgard. It's being put on display. Like the fragments of Mjolnir are being put on display. Most likely, at least. And so this is obviously where Jane like gets her powers and becomes the mighty Thor and gets Mjolnir. Another thing that's interesting is in the comics, apparently Jane becomes the mighty Thor because she's battling with cancer. So she becomes the mighty Thor and she gets Thor's powers, and that cures her cancer while she's using her powers, but then afterwards it comes back.
Right.
I've seen an interesting theory saying that because Jane possessed the Reality Stone in and that radiation from the Infinity Stone, especially when it was taken out of her, maybe it was taken out incorrectly, or there was something to do with the radiation of the Infinity Stone caused cancer. Or maybe helped her get her...
That's really random.
Or maybe helped her get her powers. Maybe she has some like weird reality warping stuff, but most likely it's gonna be Infinity Stone based. I can't think of any other reason why she would have powers, but they kind of they had that, and then they never really paid it off. So I'm curious to see whether they do. Not Jane Foster getting possessed once again, but she feigns. True. Not real. Where are we? Where the fuck is the thing, bro? Where's the thing? There it is. We go through. I like how the cracks are depicted here as well. Looks really cool. And again, this is New Asgard, I think. There's these weird symbiotic monsters here. Look at that. It looks like Venom or Carnage.
What the
It
hell?
literally looks like Venom or Carnage. In the comics, Gore's sword is forged from a symbiote.
Oh,
So
okay.
with Venom now being canonically in the MCU with that little bit black of him, like black bit of him left behind, I don't think they're going to do symbiote things in this movie.
No.
I don't think so.
Why not? They could just stop by for another movie. You know,
Yeah. No, but there's definitely going to be some kind of like symbiote in the MCU going forward, right? Like otherwise they wouldn't have left it in the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether these are symbiotes. They look kind of weird and creepy, and the fact that Gore's sword is made from symbiotes in the comics is kind of interesting. But yeah, this is probably New Asgard. That's the same outfit he's wearing at the beginning when he's walking through the flames. So probably this is that same time. And we've got Jane. I can't even begin to fathom how much money Natalie Portman got paid for this movie. She was paid a ridiculous amount for that, like 3 seconds she was in Endgame.
Yeah.
And like I can't even imagine how much she was paid for this. But I like the costume here as well.
And she's looking buff.
And she's looking real
Look at her
buff.
arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, July 2022, baby.
soon.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really soon. I can't wait. It's like 2 months away.
So they didn't wait to release this. Oh, unless they will still release like a full
trailer.
proper trailer after as one of the post-credit scenes.
Probably.
For the next Doctor Strange.
Probably.
But they still didn't wait to release any kind of teaser / trailer for this movie until then. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Like, watch the trailer in full, everyone, because it looks really
The
good.
trailer does look sick.
Yeah. Good trailer.
I'm very, very excited for the whole movie.
And there's not really, well, it's almost confirmed, right? That Gore might be the villain.
Yeah, he's
But
definitely the villain.
he's definitely the villain. But we don't see any of that in this teaser. I like that.
Yeah. I like how it doesn't give much away.
No, it doesn't give much away at all. It just looks like a story about Thor.
Yeah.
And it's like just developing his character more and
Yeah.
yeah, it looks really good.
I'm also like, every time I hear "Sweet Child of Mine" in a movie, I like get obsessed with that song. I'm like currently very obsessed with that song. So if you watch the trailer, listen to the full song. It's so fucking good. It's such a good song. Good guitar riff. Good guitar solo in the middle. Yeah. Shout out to my homies, Guns N' Roses. You guys know you're watching. Anyway, I think that about concludes episode 4.
Yeah.
Shoo! Yeah, I believe so.
That went by really quick.
That did go by really quick. I guess, yeah. Next week we will be back with Chamber of Secrets review.
Yeah.
And
More Moon Knight, of course.
more Moon Knight. Very excited for that one.
And yeah.
And who knows what else? Who knows what our third news segment of the week will be?
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining.
Definitely another Marvel still, and
Yes, definitely.
I don't know how I could make anything harder. Find anything harder because
True. We
Andrew,
gotta pick some like
clearly know every single frame from the MCU.
we gotta pick something like just a blur, like
Yeah,
something that's
yeah.
literally
Like
just
in the middle of a
blur.
fight scene,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. PMD Cat's playing all advancements. Should we raid?
Sure,
Do an
yeah,
AA
let's do it.
raid, yeah.
Ooh,
Let's grab some raid messages. Grab either raid 1 or sub raid if you are
oh wait,
subbed.
we gotta remember.
Oh
to,
yes, we gotta rip. Here we go. Episode 4 done. Very good.
done.
Yeah, done and dusted. Episode 4. 1 month.
1 month,
1 month of the Marvel Aftershow. Very cool. Very cool.
and we're
Can't
not
wait.
done.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
Yes. We're gonna raid PMD Cat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Can't wait to see you all again next week, and we will be off very shortly.
Excellent.
Thank you all again. Let's
Yeah.
change to the ending screen.